Hey y'all, it's your girl Symone and welcome back to my channel. If y'all can see by the title, today's another story time. Before we get into this video, y'all already know what to do. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, give a girl a thumbs up, comment down below. Don't forget to follow me on all my socials, Instagram at Vivalayoshii, TikTok and Twitter at Lifewithsymone. Follow my business page at Brishari. And y'all, Merry Christmas! Well, oh yeah, Merry Christmas. I'm posting this on Christmas, I forgot. Merry Christmas, you guys. Oh my God. I know. I did not finish Vlogmas strong. It's cool. I did a good job. I would still consider I did Vlogmas. I just missed a few days. But y'all, it's Christmas. So I just want to say Merry Christmas to everybody and their families. Whether if you celebrate on the 24th or the 25th. And I want to also say, like, I just hope everybody's having a day full of love and just everything. Do not let the internet make you sad or anything like that, like seeing what other people got. When you give people, oh, it's too late to tell y'all how to give people, because I was gonna say, get what people want and not what the internet think they should have. It's about the thought that counts. Anyway, I love you guys so much. Let's get straight to this video. So this one is about Alyssa, aka y'all know who. If you watch me on if you follow me on TikTok, I had already said what I said. But yeah, so also y'all gotta follow me on TikTok. I be going live and I had showed them a picture of the booty man. Yes, full picture. I feel like it's different. I wouldn't post it in a story time. Look, this ain't that. Okay, let me get to the story. So y'all, I'm about to tell y'all the story finally when I told y'all when my friends, when I fell out with them and they put me on Craigslist. Yes, they made an ad for that ass. Okay, but let's get straight to it. So y'all, we gonna have to go back in time for it even to make sense of this story for y'all to like get everything and how things like kind of like transpired or whatever, right? So anyways, this is when I was hanging out with the girl Alyssa and Keisha, right? So Keisha and Alyssa, like I said, we was a cool little trio, but I feel like when Keisha came to the picture, it just really kind of like messed things up with me and Alyssa. So Alyssa was telling me about this party that was happening over the weekend, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. Like, you know, I'm always down for a party because like literally back there I had nothing going on. It was either me arguing, stalking my man, arguing with my man, trying to run from my man. It was just a lot of just stuff. I didn't have nothing much for real going on. So every time it was a turn up, I'm there. We always there, right? So at this point, it's getting closer to the date. Like today, let's say that day was a Thursday or whatever. It's getting closer to the date. Mind you, when she mentioned the party to me, we didn't talk about it. Like one thing about me, I like to talk about if we're going somewhere, I like to talk about it. Like we need to talk about what we wearing, clothes we wearing, what time we're gonna be there. I am annoying when somebody invite me somewhere. We need to speak on it because if not, I'm gonna assume you don't want to go and then it's gonna be like, okay, I'm not putting effort into this. So anyway, after she invited me, we didn't talk. Like we talked like we regularly do, but we didn't like mention like what we wearing. And I noticed when I had mentioned like, oh, I'm gonna wear this, she wasn't really like giving that energy. So I just stopped bringing it up because I'm assuming like, yeah, it's not giving that. I'm probably just not even gonna come. So now let's fast forward to Thursday or whatever. And she ended up, because she told me about this party probably, I want to say probably like the week before, like a week and a half before. So Thursday, fast forward, and she had asked me, she was like, okay, what time you gonna come out this way? Because the party was out by where she lived at. She was like, what time you gonna come out by like Northridge area and stuff like that to come to the party? So I'm like, the party that's on Saturday? She like, yeah. She was like, do you want to spend a weekend at my house or whatever? Because at this time I didn't have no car. So she like, you want to spend a weekend at my house? Like we could hang out and make a whole weekend thing out of it. So I was like, oh girl, like low key, I don't even think I'm gonna come because y'all, around this time I'm going through so much with crazy and like it just was just irritating. So I was really in kind of like one of my depressed states where it's like I can't fake it. Like I used to fake it so much. I used to be like going through the darkest times of my life, depressed as hell, but I'ma fake it outside. Ain't nobody gonna ever tell because I'm the happiest. I'm the one that's making everybody laugh and I'm just having a time. But whole time it's like in the inside, you know. But I was just like, this was one of them days I could not fake it. I'm like, I cannot fake it. You know what, I'm going through it this week. I don't want to do it, but I didn't tell her that though, because I never used to like really put people on to what I was going through for real. So I'm like, oh girl, no, I think I'm gonna just sit this one out. So she was like, you gonna sit this one out? So I'm like, yeah, I think I'm just not gonna come. Like, it's cool. Mind you, if you would have been speaking to me about it the whole week, maybe I would have been more interested, but we didn't even talk about it. So she's just like, oh, that's messed up if you don't come. So I'm like, how's it messed up if I don't come to this random ass party that you going to? It was her homegirl party. She was like, because like, it would just be messed up if you don't come because I'm hosting it. Since when? Mind you, this girl ain't post a flyer. She ain't post a radio announcement. I ain't seen no billboard on the freeway. Like, you ain't post nothing about this party, but you the host. So I was like, since when you hosting that girl birthday party? Make it make sense. So she was just like, because I want to start getting into like hosting and stuff like that. Like it's this, I forgot what it was called, but it was this like group going around and they used to like host parties. Like y'all know, remember Taz Angels back in the day? That's not what it was. But it was like similar. Like she was like, she wanted to join this little group where they like host and do whatever the hell they was doing in Taz Angels, because I don't fucking know. So anyway, I'm just like, girl, what? Like since when? You know, but mind you, I was like, that kind of sound fun, whatever. But I'm like, oh, I didn't know this was gonna be you hosting. She's like, yeah, this is gonna be my first little hosting. So like, you know, I could send it to whoever was in charge of whatever she was trying to join. She like, so they could see like what I could do. Like I could build my profile up. So, her portfolio. So I'm like, huh, that's interesting. But you ain't post shit, okay? You like anything, I could go to a random party record and say, you know, I hosted this. Did you? So anyway, so she just was saying all of that, was just like basically, before she even gave me a chance, y'all, because we on the phone, before she even gave me a chance to be like, oh, okay, well, if you hosting it, I'll come. Before she gave me a chance, she like, I'm always there for you whenever you want to do stuff, whenever it's your birthdays, or whenever you want to like vent about crazy and stuff like that. Huh? It just pissed me off because it's like, girl, I'm there for you too. I'm there for you too. At this point, it was like we wasn't trauma bonded because we always been friends, but like we both was going through something around that same time. So it was like, I'm there for you too. What is you talking about? So it kind of irritated me because it's like you trying to compare me, you being there for me as a friend, to me coming to a damn party that you just decided you want to host in somebody's backyard on their birthday. So I was just like, girl, that's not the same. But I'm like, I literally was about to say I'll come, like if you hosting it. So she like, oh, it kind of just got awkward because it's like, girl, chill out. So anyway, I'm just like, yeah, I was about to say I was gonna come. And she was like, oh, okay, well, yeah, like not like that, but you know, like I'm always here. And I said, no, it's cool. It's cool. I'm like, but yeah, I'll come, whatever, if it means that much to you. Like I said, if it means that much to you. She was like, oh yeah, it does mean a lot to me because like I said, this is something I want to start getting into, like a career or whatever. But I'm like, yeah, if it means that much to you. Because we kind of like going back and forth now, because I'm not saying that like whatever it is you doing is not important, but I'm just saying like for you to compare, that's like if I have a friend that just got cheated on her husband, did the most outrageous thing, and she going through it, he kicked her and the kids out, and then I'm having a club event on my birthday and be like, oh, I was there for you when your husband kicked you to the curb and you can't come to the club with me. It's like, those is not the same thing. Like, it's not the same at all. So I was just like, yeah, if it means that much to you, like you're comparing me going through it with somebody to you hosting a party. I was gonna come. I could see if you said something else, but girl, I'm coming. So I'm like irritated or whatever, and I should have followed my first mind, still just didn't go, but let's keep going. So anyway, she was just like, all right, whatever, like, you know, so yeah, if you still want to come to my house for the weekend, bitch, fuck you and your motherfucking weekend. I'll be there on the day of, and we'll see. I may or may not stay the next day. We're gonna see. So anyway, so she was just like, all right, cool. It kind of got awkward when we got off the phone. I'm like, yeah, let's hang it up, because you kind of irritated me. So yeah, but I'm still gonna show up and show out for you. So I'm posting on Snap like, let me find something to wear for this party. I don't know what I'm gonna wear tonight, blah, 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 all that other stuff. So next thing you know, Keisha ended up hitting me up, and she's like, you coming to the party? So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna come or whatever. And she was like, oh, okay, cool, I'm gonna be there too. Like, I was really trying to make sure my girl was gonna be there. Like, I heard you coming or whatever. So what? It just, I don't know. So she ended up calling me and just was like, yeah, I'm happy you come in, like, because I just know that Alyssa would have been so mad if you would never showed up or whatever. She was telling me how she felt like you wasn't gonna come. No, before she said that, that's one thing too. Like, it was a lot of stuff that Keisha used to say and do, and I noticed it was messy and weird, because I peep a lot of stuff, but sometimes I be feeling like, Symone, you probably just overthink, or you being problematic. Like, I don't want to just feed into everything, which I should have, because it was like she was doing exactly what I thought she was doing. But anyway, so yeah, so when before she said that Alyssa was be upset if I didn't come, I had mentioned it to her, and I was like, yeah, girl, because I wasn't gonna come at first. I was like, but you know, I know this is important to Alyssa, so I'm gonna be there or whatever. Like, she really want me to be there. So she was like, that's when she was like, yeah, no, that's true, because she was already telling me how she felt like you wasn't gonna come or whatever, because I mentioned like I made my decision to come today, like I told her. She was like, yeah, she already told me how she felt, and she was like sad if you didn't come or whatever, and it was just would have been messed up and all this other stuff like that. She felt like you wasn't gonna come, you was gonna flake. Me knowing that she literally just fed off of what I just said, I don't know why it still irritated me, and I still took it a different direction. And I'm like, she said what? So she like, yeah, she said that, oh, should have been so, she didn't think you was gonna come or whatever like that, all this other stuff like that. So I'm like, oh, that's weird. Like, I'm like, that's weird for her to say that. Like, when I had told her I was gonna come, like literally I didn't say I wasn't gonna come until today, and then I changed that mind real quick. So I'm like, that's weird for her to say. She's like, oh yeah, she just don't feel like you show up for real. So it's irritating me, because at this point it's like I showed up for everything. Anything a friend did, I showed up, because it got me out of the house for real, like, to be honest. And then plus people showed up for me or whatever. So I'm just irritated, because I'm just thinking like, not you over here pillow talking about me to this girl trying to make it seem like I don't show up for you, which is weird. Mind you, Keisha don't know too much, because a lot of stuff that me and Alyssa did, it would be like, she was like dealing with this dude, so a lot of stuff she would like have to sneak to do, or it'd be like she just didn't want to post because like she didn't want her family and her business type shit. So it'd be stuff that we did and we always together, just, but you wouldn't know that because it's not being posted on the internet. So instead of her not, she don't know this, so of course she just making shit up like, oh yeah, because she's like, oh, only time y'all hang out is with y'all with her, because now it was at this point she's single, so when we together we post, so of course it looks like y'all became friends again. Because remember I told y'all when I met Keisha, it was because I was going through something and Alyssa used her as a ride to come be there for me. But it's like, it looks like, oh, y'all start being friends again because she was there for you in your situation. When it's like, girl, no, we been friends, we been hanging out, it just wasn't on the internet, you fucking weirdo. So anyway, I'm just thinking like, what the fuck? That's weird, because we literally do everything together. Like, I was there for this, I was there for that, I was there for this, I was there for that. Like, you know, I just started talking too much when I shouldn't have been doing that. I don't know why I let her get to me or whatever. So she was just like, oh, for real? And then this how I knew that she was a weirdo. Oh, weirdo. This how I know she tried to lie too, because when Alyssa had got accepted into college, they had threw her a surprise party or whatever. So I was there at the surprise party, but baby, I looked a fucking mess. So we have pictures together, but they never made the internet. I posted her like congratulations, and like she didn't follow me, so of course she didn't see me posting I was there. But there's no pictures of us on the internet that I was there, because like I said, I looked a mess, so I wasn't like, oh no, we got these for our memories, but yeah, no. So she like, yeah, and she like, even like, you know, like she even mentioned of her, this is what Keisha gonna say, she even mentioned her surprise party that she had when she got, you know, accepted when she got accepted into that school or whatever. She was like, she mentioned it, she was like, because, you know, I was there or whatever, and she mentioned it too, like, yeah, you can see Symone wasn't even there. I said, she did not say that. So she like, yeah, she said that, and I was just like, well, she probably was going through something, or she probably couldn't make it. I said, ain't no way she said that, Keisha. She like, yeah, and I was telling her, like, you know, like, I was there, it doesn't matter, like, you know, I know she probably wanted to be there. I said, you want to know what's crazy? She like, what? I said, Keisha, I was there, and I don't even remember seeing you there. My first time meeting you was my first time ever seeing you in life. So I'm like, I don't remember seeing you. And I was there. I'm like, I was there. We have pictures from that day. So I said, that's so weird. I said, when did you come? Did you come to set up? Because I stayed to the very end. Stayed to the end. So I'm confused. So I said, yeah, that's weird for her to say that. I said, because I don't see how she would forget me being there when we literally was like, whole night we dancing, we having fun. Like, we right there. When she making her speech, bitch hugged me. But then I ended up moving out the way because I'm like, girl, this is your moment. So I'm like, that's so weird for her to have forgot that I was there for that. But then it was just like, noted, this bitch is a liar, because you literally just tried to make up some shit, because you seen when you was saying all that other stuff, I was feeding into it and I was getting irritated. So you just tried to make up some way else. So she like, wait, maybe, you know what? So I said, yeah, that's weird. She tried to change the subject real quick or whatever. So after that, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna come, like, I'm gonna be there or whatever. I'm gonna have my mom take me, because, like, you know, because she like, oh, well, I could come get you. You know, we could do a weekend. I'm cool. Keep y'all a weekend. I'm like, I'm gonna be there when I be there. Because now I'm just kind of more irritated, because I'm thinking, like, what's up with Keisha and Alyssa? Like, Keisha kind of weird. Even though Keisha used to lie a lot, like, when it came down to, like, Goofy and his homeboys or whatever, she used to lie so much and I would peep it. But when she said that, it kind of just rubbed me the wrong way, because I'm like, this bitch is weird. So anyway, note that, right? So let's fast forward to the day of the party. I got out there the same day of the party because I just felt like something was weird or whatever. My mom ended up giving me a ride there or whatever. And I was just like, all right, cool. I told her how I felt. She was just telling me, like, you know what? If it's not your vibe, if you're not feeling it, let me know. I'll come get you. And that's one thing I love about my mom. I don't care if I go to the moon. She is coming when I call. Like, if I call, she's coming. So anyway, I'm like, all right, cool. So I ended up getting dropped off like way earlier or whatever. And I didn't say nothing. Like, mind you, Alyssa knew I was getting dropped off. But when Keisha kept asking me, like, oh, what time you coming? Like, when you come, what time you gonna get there? Because I'm gonna get there when you get there. Like, I want to be around you, all this other stuff, because I don't like how Alyssa be acting around her other friends, just trying to like make me talk shit about her. I just realized what she was doing. So I didn't tell her what time I was coming. So I get there and I'm like, hey girl, like, you know, we hugging, everything cool, because like I said, we go through shit and we'll bounce back. So we laughing and talking and we just there, whatever. Now I start posting on Snapchat like of us getting ready and like getting cute. We was putting up the little decorations, whatever. I don't know why we helping this girl put her for her birthday, but anyway, yeah, we was putting up like little decorations. It wasn't nothing too major. She just wanted to put like a little backdrop up and like little balloons and stuff. It wasn't nothing major. So we literally, for the most part, just dancing and taking shots and trying to get cute. So that's basically what I was doing. So I'm posting on Snapchat or whatever, right? Y'all, who ended up hitting me fast? I get a FaceTime right when it's like 2 seconds after the snap is posted. I get a FaceTime. Do the boop, 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 boop. Who is it? Hello? It's Keisha. Y'all bitches so fake. Y'all so fake. Why y'all didn't tell me, Symone? Why you didn't tell me you was already here? Symone, why you didn't tell me you was already here? I was asking you. Y'all fake. Y'all trying to do stuff without me. So Alyssa's like, girl, mind you, I mentioned the story time before how Keisha would be so weird. Like, she feel like we gotta all hang out together. Like, I've known Alyssa way longer than I know you through her. Even if we do not need to hang out all the time together, it doesn't have to be a trio. We is not the Powerpuff Girls. So she like, oh, y'all fake. So Alyssa's like, girl, what do you mean fake? Like, what are you talking about? So she like, you fake. Like, y'all didn't tell me to come. Like, why y'all didn't hit me up? Why I gotta see it on the internet? Bitch, it's been on the internet for 5 seconds now. Why is you over here watching so hard? So she like, I gotta see it on the internet. No, I'm finna come. So she like, well, get ready and then just come. You could come early. It's not that deep. She's like, no, I'm finna come right now. I'm gonna get ready with y'all. Why I can't get ready with y'all? So she like, it's not that deep, girl. Get ready at your own house, because by the time you get here, it's gonna be traffic and stuff. People might start like arriving and you gonna be mad because you're gonna be looking stupid when you get ready at home. So as she's saying that, I'm just laughing because I'm like, this girl gets so mad when I'm hanging out with my friend that I met through, that she met me through. Weird. So she's just like, that's so fake. She just like saying all this other stuff. She's like, well, I'm gonna get ready. I'm about to speed get ready and da-da-da. What y'all wearing? Y'all didn't even tell me what y'all wearing or whatever. So I had on these jean shorts and Alyssa had on jean shorts too. So she like, and y'all matching? Baby, it's jean shorts. Everybody got a pair. It is girl, she's like, ain't y'all matching? What color tops y'all wearing? That's so weird. Da-da-da-da-da. She's so mad about it. She's just like, y'all fake. Y'all so fake. Okay, I'm gonna pull up Symone. We better than that. We're better than that. Huh? Anyway, so I'm just like, girl, how is we better than that? Like, girl, I'm just like, girl, just hurry up, get ready and come. Like, we already taking shots. She's like, hey, y'all taking shots without me? Oh my gosh, she's just talking so much. Alyssa hung up the phone. She's like, girl, she is annoying as hell. So I'm laughing. I'm like, girl, she just, I don't know what's up with her. So anyway, I end up like, I was gonna mention the whole thing. I was gonna mention the thing that she mentioned about the party, like to just bring up how she a liar, but I didn't want to bring it up because I'm like, you know what? I'm already feeling the way about Keisha, and I'm like kind of low-key want to distance myself from her, but I'm like, I don't want to mention it here. It's just not the time because we about to have fun and it just might ruin the whole mood. So I didn't even mention it, which I should have, right? So anyway, we taking shots and we having fun. The girl who partied it, she ended up coming up in there and she was all like, these shots not doing nothing for me. Mind you, they're doing everything for me because I'm over here trying to twerk on a headstand. I used to have that bad. I used to always try to get on a headstand and twerk. And y'all, I remember I had this one family member that used to gonna try to lie and gonna say, oh yeah, you keep doing that, watch one day you're gonna hurt yourself really bad and you need to stop trying to do that for attention. Oh baby, I'm still do this headstand and twerk. They should never taught me how to do it at school. Well, they didn't teach me how to twerk on a headstand, but I had a yoga class and they taught us how to do a headstand. So anyway, so yeah, so she was just like, yeah, I'm doing all this. That's how I know. I'm like, oh, it's hitting me, it's feeling me. I'm like, I need to chill out because I don't want to be too gone when a party start and I don't even know nobody here for real. Like, you know, I'm cool. So the girl was like, nah, we need to boost it. Like, we need to turn up. She's like, you know what levels you out? So I'm like, nah, what levels you out? Like, we need to eat? Like, because that's what I'm thinking. She's like, no, I got some party favors. If you know, you know. Do not comment down below. So anyway, she like, I got some party favors. So I'm like, oh, what's that? Mind you, I'm just don't know what she talking about. I'm like, what's party favors? Like, what you got? I'm thinking like she made like some cupcakes or something like that. She come over here with a container and opened it and said, take one. Take one of what? I'm like, excuse me? Nah, I'm good. I'm like, I'm good. I don't even know what that is. She like, girl, it's party favors. It's so much fun. Da 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 da. And here go Alyssa like, I never did it before. She like, but do it, girl. You said you would do it when we was talking about it. You said you would do it, so you should do it. Do it with me. Don't leave me hanging. Baby, you got a lot. This is clearly what you do. So, do it by yourself. So she was just like, do it with me. So Alyssa's like, Symone, if I do it, you do it. I said, no. Because this is not that. If you and your friend agreed to do that, that's on y'all. But baby, this is not me. So anyway, so she's like, you gonna do it with me? I'm like, nah, girl, I don't do that. You know, I don't play those games. I don't play those games. And then this is after I had already dated Enemy. I never played those games and I'm not gonna come close. And then I was getting head on with the fucking crackhead. I'm cool. Y'all have fun. Y'all have a lot of fun and y'all good. No judgment zone, but I'm good. So anyway, so she's like, oh my God, like that's crazy, like that. You don't want to do it. I'm like, girl, no, you act like this is our thing. Like we just do this all the time. Like we don't. Anyway, so they end up taking it. She was like, make sure you pay attention to me tonight. Like, make sure you watch me tonight. So I'm like, girl, I was annoyed because that's one thing I hate. Like, if I have to watch my friends because they too drunk, I will. But I hate to have to do it because it's like, baby, you're taking away my fun. Like, because I do want to make sure you good. So anyway, so they did what they did. And they just like floating. It's just like a time they still taking shots because the girl's like, you still got to drink. You still got to drink. And I'm just like, ooh. This don't sound right. It's getting closer to the time the party start. And Keisha ended up getting there like when the party was already, when Keisha got there, it was probably already like 15 people there or whatever. Music playing, it's dark at this point. So Keisha finally got there and she ended up calling me. She blowing my phone up. She blowing my phone up and I'm irritated. So finally I ended up answering. I'm like, hey girl, like what's up? I can't hear you, it's loud. Because when she ended up calling me, I text her and I was like, I can't hear you, it's loud in here. I'm like, if you hear, let me know when you get here. But she wouldn't text back, she just kept calling. You're sitting in your car. You see the message. So I finally answered like, hey, it's loud, I can't hear you. She's like, girl, come outside and get me. Come outside and get me. So I was all like, where you at? Like, where you park at? Just come to the door. I'll meet you at the front door. So she like, no, just come outside. I don't want to walk in by myself, please. Can like you come outside and come get me? So I'm like, oh my God. All right, here I come. So I find her, listen. I'm like, I'm about to go get Keisha. Like, I'll be right back. So she like, all right, like you good? Like she was good at that point. She was sitting down good. So I grab a bottle because I ended up bringing a bottle with me when I got there. So I grab my bottle and I walk outside to the door. So I'm on the phone. I'm like, girl, where you at? Like, I don't see you. She like, oh, I parked up the street and across the street. Why? Mind you, it's not that many parks, but it ain't that many for her to be parking so far. So I'm like, why you park so far? It's like a park right here, like 2 houses down across the street. She's like, yeah, I see that. I don't want to park right there. So I'm like, why? She's like, because everybody like drinking and stuff like that, and I don't want nobody to hit my car. So I'm like, okay, she kind of makes sense when she say that. Like, you know, cause been there. So yeah, so I'm like, okay, makes sense. So she's like, yeah, can you come get me or whatever? So I'm like, girl, no, I'll stand right here at the street and you can walk down. Like, I've been drinking already. You know, when you drinking, it's like when you drinking and you in one spot, like the same like vibe, you be like, ooh. But then when you start kind of walking too much and doing the most, that's when you be like, hold on now, I can't walk. Like, I can't feel my legs. So yeah, so I'm like, girl, no, come down here. So she just like, girl, like, come to my car. Just come to my car. Like, I wanted to show you something. I said, well, bring it out the car and show me. Girl, I'm not taking this outside. Just come to the car. Just come to the car. No, like, you're being too needy at this point. It's irritating. So I'm like, girl, no, I'm not walking to the car. Like, just walk down here. I don't want to walk by myself. This is a very well lit street. Nice neighborhood. Get out that motherfucking car, bitch. So I was like, I don't know what to tell you, because if I walk to your car, I'm gonna be walking by myself. She was like, well, could you meet me halfway? I'm like, literally, I could see your car down the street, across the street. I could see it, just walk. So she doing a whole debate. I'm like, girl, I'm about to go back in the party. So finally she ended up getting out the car and she running down the street. She started running. Why is you running is beyond me. She running, this dumb goofy bitch done tripped. She tripped and fell and like scuffed up her knee. I'm like, oh my God. So when she fell, it was one of those like moments, you know, you just be over some shit. So I end up going over there to her and I'm like, girl, why did you fall? Like, how did you fall? But I'm already like faded, so I'm loud. So she's like, why are you so loud? Why are you so loud? Mind you, it was people like pulling up, more people pulling up and stuff like that. So they most definitely seen her fall. So I'm like, girl, how did you fall? She's just like, my leg is scuffed up, and all this other stuff like that. So I was just like, oh, well, why did you run? You know, when you ask a question that, you know, people don't want to hear in that moment, I'm sorry, girl. Well, I don't give a fuck about her no more. So anyway, so I'm just like, yeah, like, well, why did you try to run? I was right here. Like, it's nothing going on in the street. She's like, I'm so irritated. Mind you, all her stuff fell out her bag. So I'm over here, like, collecting everything out of her bag or whatever. So she get her bag and she started, like, looking through it to make sure everything in there. Y'all, she gonna tell me, where's my roll of quarters? I don't know. I'm like, oh, you had a roll of quarters? Where's my roll of quarters? Like, it's crazy because everything fell out my bag, so it had to be right here. Like, where's my roll of quarters? I'm like, girl, I don't know where your roll of quarters is. So then she just kept asking, like, oh my God, you don't see it in the grass or nothing like that? I'm like, how many quarters is it? She's like, it's like probably $2. So I was like, girl, I don't have it. Because it just was given like you trying to say I stole your quarters. And mind you, they wasn't even in a roll. They were literally like loose change in her purse. If you think I'm going to check the cracks of the ground of the earth to find $2 of quarters, then you must be out your motherfucking mind. Just like when your stupid ass ran and fell. So I was like, girl, no, come on. Let's hurry up and go. I'm like, we could go in the old girl room and I could see if they got like some peroxide or something like that. Peroxide. Which one burns? I don't know. Maybe it's the alcohol. Peroxide bubbles up. So she was just like, I'm not putting no peroxide on it. Like, just get a cloth and, like, I could just clean it. So I'm like, girl, I don't care. Just come on. Like, let's just go, whatever. Like, so she ended up getting up and she, like, fake limping now. She's like, oh, my leg. I done broke my leg. Did you drink too? Like, did you drink before you came here? Because it was not giving that. So she doing the most and she limping. So when we walk up, it's this boy, he like staring, because they was like watching the whole thing. They was literally right there puffing and they was watching the whole thing. So when we come over there, she like, ooh, my leg. And I'm like, got her arm around me. Dramatic. She's so dramatic. She like limping. And he like, oh, what happened? Like, what happened? How'd you fall? Like, how you in the fall? Your shoes too big? So they start laughing. She like, no. So he was like, your shoes untied? And when she said that, it was really like an awkward moment because we both looked down. This girl had sandals on. And he was like, what you do? Like, what you do? She was like, my leg is broke. I feel like my leg broke. And he was just like, dang, like, your leg messed up. You probably gonna have to wrap it up. She like, yeah, like, I feel like I'm in pain. And I already had my leg messed up. Like, my leg really hurt bad. She used to wear like a sling on her leg for whatever reason. Y'all, she used to do stuff for attention. I noticed that about her. So she like, yeah, because my leg already messed up. It's already messed up. She like, Symone, this the same leg. This the same leg. So I'm like, oh, that's the same leg. She like, yeah. And I'm like, what leg? Because, you know, at this point, I'm a little tipsy, so I don't get what she's talking about. I'm like, what leg? She's like, Symone, this the same leg. It's the same leg. And I'm like, what leg is it? Like, what happened with your leg? She was saying like, remember I told you I went skating and I didn't know how to stop and I had hit the wall? It's the same leg. And y'all, this woman used to wear a sling on her leg, like a little wrap on her leg, because she said that she broke, like when she hit the wall so hard, it like messed her leg up. She just wanted attention. She just wanted people to mention it. So she's like, I'm gonna have to put my sling on. So I said, girl, don't put that shit on. It used to be funny because we'll tell her like, girl, do not put that shit on your leg. She's like, I'm gonna have to put it on. Like, I'm gonna have to put it on my leg because it's the same leg, Symone. It's the same leg. So I was like, oh my God. Okay, come on, let's get in the house. So she explained it to him. So he like, dang, so you just don't know how to do nothing with your legs. You don't know how to stop skating. You don't know how to walk. You don't know how to run. And they just laughing. It just wasn't giving her the attention that she wanted. So she like, come on. So she still started limping in the house, like limping or whatever, right? So we opened the door. I'm like helping her. We opened the door and we walked through. She ended up seeing somebody she knew, and the girl was like, Keisha, is that you? She pulled her arm from around me so fast and was like, bitch, I ain't seen you in so long, and ran to her. What's wrong with you? What happens with the leg? Keisha, that's the same leg. What happened? Ran to her and they over here talking. She's like, oh my God. Da, 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 da. They talking, chopping it up. So I'm like standing there for a cool minute and I was just like, Keisha, the room is right there. I'm gonna be in the room. Like I'll be right. I'm gonna put your stuff down. So they talking and yeah. So I end up going in the room and I'm over here just trying to like collect my thoughts and stuff at this point. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take another shot. Let me get myself together and then I'm gonna go back out because she a big girl. She clean her own leg. She good. So anyway, so she talking to the girl or whatever. Mind you, her leg was scuffed, but it wasn't like bleeding or nothing like that. It wasn't that bad. She just needed to put some lotion on for real. So she talking to the girl or whatever. So finally she ended up texting me. She's like, why'd you leave? So I'm like, girl, I'm in the room. I'm about to leave back out. Like I'm about to go to the backyard because I want to go to the party. So she was just like, hold on real quick. Like come back over here. Girl, you're being annoying at this point because it's like, you could meet me. You could find me after you're done talking to that girl. I don't have to stay here and be in y'all conversation. Like I don't have to. So anyway, so I ended up coming back out and I was just like, all right, like you still went to clean your leg up? So she was like, hold on girl, hold on, like I'm talking to my friend. Did you just bitch? Y'all, the way I walked off and went to the backyard, I went to the backyard because it's like, girl, what's up with you? So I went to the backyard or whatever and now like I put my phone in my pocket and I'm dancing. Y'all already know when it's like the beat, it's like so much vibrations from the music. I always keep my phone on vibrate anyway, so I'm not really feeling if my phone goes off for real like that. And yeah, so I'm over here, I'm in the back, I'm dancing, I'm with these random people. It was like this random girl and she just pulled me to the side, so I'm over here dancing with them. We twerking whatever, doing whatever we trying to do, and they like take a shot, like they pouring what they drinking down my throat, which bad idea, I should never mix, but I'm over here drinking, turning up just with randos, like having a time. So y'all, next thing you know, I end up going over there to Alyssa and I'm like, Alyssa, we dancing and stuff, we having fun. Like time went by. Like some time went by. Finally, I'll turn around and who you see walking up to us looking so mad. And she's like, y'all just keep leaving me. Like, why are y'all acting weird? Like, why would you invite me to a party to act weird? But she looking at me. So I was like, who you talking to? She like, Alyssa, like you never even came out to see if I was here. I called your phone and I'm calling you, Symone. You're not answering. Like, y'all ignore me. Like, y'all being weird. I'm like, how are we being weird? I'm like, girl, I can't hear my phone. My phone is in my pocket. And I told you where I was finna be at. So, yeah, I was about to sit there. Mind you, if you just not coming outside from talking to that girl, I was not about to sit there for a good like 10-20 for you to talk to her and I could be outside having fun. So I was like, girl, you do too much. I'm like, you need a shot, I just start screaming. I'm like waving the bottle and she's like, give me that, like let me take a shot, take me a shot. So Alyssa's like, yeah bitch, because you was annoying. So she ended up pulling her head back and like we pouring it down her throat or whatever. So she's like, okay, I gotta turn up, I'm about to turn up too. So I was like, you gonna take you a little party favor? So she was like, what? I said, are you gonna take you a party favor? Alyssa took a party favor. I'm faded. So Alyssa was like, what? I was like, yeah, Alyssa took a party favor, you gonna take one? So she's like, what's that? So I whispered in her ear and I told her. And Alyssa was like, irritated. The way she looked at me like, why would you tell her that? I didn't know it was a secret. So I'm like, oh girl. So she was like, what the fuck? Like you did that? Like, you know, she's just like kind of like in her ass or whatever, like talking to her. She like, girl, like what? She's like, Symone, you don't have to tell her everything that I did. Like it wasn't that serious. And she just walked off. So I'm like, oh, my bad. Girl, fuck it up. And I started like hitting Keisha butt for her to dance because my bad. I'm thinking like, oh, my bad. I didn't know she was supposed to be mad about that. Like, I didn't know it was a secret. So anyway, we dancing. Now we having fun. Keisha loosening up and we having a good time because, y'all, she's annoying. She loosening up. Mind you, Alyssa, she doing whatever she doing. She hanging out with everybody she hanging out. It wasn't that deep or whatever. Me and Keisha's hanging out for a long time. Like, we not seeing Alyssa. And when we will see her, we'll go up to her and, like, dance a little bit. But for the most part, I just noticed she just was, like, seeming irritated. She just kept, like, moving away and stuff like that. So I'm just like, all right. Like, you know, I'm not finna never, like, try to chase you and do the most with you. But I'm like, even though Keisha was being annoying at first, I'm happy she is here because I'm like, I peeped the scene with Alyssa. Like, she is kind of being weird. Like, it just was giving, I don't know, it was just giving weird. So mind you, I'm taking shot after shot after shot. I don't know how to control myself back then. Like, literally, I feel like you just had to keep going, which was a problem. No, stop at your limit. When you feeling a little good, that's all. You don't need to do the most. So I'm doing the most. And plus, it used to help with, like, my anxiety, which do not count on nothing to help you be able to be social in the world. Like, no, it's not good because now, yeah, you're gonna make a fool of yourself for real. So anyway, I'm drinking, I'm having fun, we literally dancing. So next thing you know, Keisha was like, you see who over there? So I'm like, who? Who here? Who over where? Because I don't know, nobody really here for real. So she's like, you see who over there? So I'm like, who? So she turned my face and I look, I'm like, who am I looking at? And she was like, right there. That's Alyssa X. That's Alyssa X. Mind you, I hated Alyssa X. We had a pact. We hated Alyssa's X. And we hated mine too. We hated Crazy too. But, you know, we did not like him. He wasn't as bad as Crazy. Nowhere near. He just was like more of like a verbal messed up person. So she like over here is like, she like, you see him? And I'm like, oh yeah. Mind you, we used to always like be funny and like send him in a group chat and be like, yeah, when we see him, we're gonna jump in, we're gonna do this. So it used to be funny. So me and her, I'm faded. So I'm like, oh, I was like, remember we said we was gonna beat him up? So she's like, yeah, right, we said that. So we laughing and stuff like that. So she was like, let's do it. And she walked off and I was like, let's go. But then when I started walking too, she grabbed my shoulder. I'm just playing. Like, we don't gotta go do that. So I said, nah, let's go up over there. Cause why is he here anyway? This is her party. She's hosting this party. Mind you, Alyssa never posted a flyer or nothing. This is not her party. So I ended up going over there to him and I was like, what's up? And he was just looking at me, y'all. He looked at me disgusted, like, you peasant, get away from me. Y'all, I'm just like, what's up? So he looked at me and then he continued to talk to his friends. So I'm just like, oh, you gonna ignore me? You gonna ignore me? Mind you, I'm faded. I'm so faded. So Keisha was like, you know who we are? He was like, I don't. Mind you, you know who I am. It probably took him a minute to register because he probably like, girl, I ain't never seen you in person. I don't know who you are. So he was like, I don't. So then I was all like, mind you, at this point we haven't, like, I ain't been with Alyssa, but I seen her, she was kind of like low-key boot up with this one boy too. That's another reason why I was like, okay, she was being weird and she was like boot up. So I'm like, why are you here? He was like, who are you? This is my sis party, like talking about the girl whose birthday was, so who house it was. So he like, this is my sis party, who are you? Like, who are you? So I was all like, you already know who I am. I was like, I'm Alyssa's homegirl and this is her party. He was like, Alyssa? I'm like, yeah. He was like, Alyssa? Like, y'all, the way he just kept saying it, like, girl, fuck you and Alyssa. So I'm like, you already know. It's like, this is Alyssa party. He's like, this is not Alyssa party. This is such and such party. I was like, well, Alyssa is hosting this party. And yeah, so why are you here? Don't be weird. You come here to be weird. And I was all like, and you already know I do not like you. Mind you, I done got into it with her boyfriend before on the internet. Y'all, this boy was going in on me on Twitter. You don't even know me. I was like, wait, you such and such. And he said, he was like, oh, you her little friend? He was like, girl, get out of my face. So his homeboy was like, man, what you do to them? He laughing. I said, you already know he had Alyssa fucked up. You already know. So he was just like, man, what's up with her friends? Like, they just laughing and stuff like that. So Keisha was like, yeah, don't, like, it's like everything, when I was saying, Keisha was like feeding into it. So she, like, we kind of double teaming him. So he was like, y'all weird, like, y'all my face, like, ain't nobody worried about her. So we like kind of like getting into it with him. And I'm like, yeah. And he tossed, I'm like, and you already know, when you see me and you said, what about me? Yeah, and you had all that to say, but now you over here acting scared. So he laughing. Now it's kind of getting funny to him. At first you could tell he was so irritated, like, get away from me. But he laughing or whatever. So we laughing too. And I was like, yeah, I said, because we'll fight you. I was like, we really will fight you. But I'm so faded. Like, I'm just so faded. Like, so next thing you know, Alyssa ended up walking up and she was just like, what are you doing here? Like, to the boy, like, what are you doing here? So he was like, you already know, mind you, Alyssa knew the girl through him. So he was like, you already know it's gonna be here. This is my sis, like, it's my sis' birthday. And she's like, okay, well, I'm hosting it. She's like, Symone, what y'all talking to him about? So I was all like, girl, you already know. In the group chat, we said we're gonna beat his ass. And I said that too when I seen him. I said, I hope you got somebody for me, because when I see you in person, yeah. So I'm like laughing. I said, you know, remember when we said that? So she's like, oh yeah. So then she laughing and she like kind of like getting into it with him too, like we faking it to him, and he just laughing too. It was just like really just all fun and games, right? So next thing you know, Keisha seemed irritated. I don't know what it was, but it's like when me and Alyssa like laughing about stuff, and it was like certain stuff that we saying that Keisha didn't know about, because it wasn't like everything she was in a loop about, because I mean, you don't gotta discuss everything with her. So she was just like getting irritated. She's sitting there looking annoyed. She's like, come on, you look embarrassed. This is embarrassing for you to be in your ex face, mad at him because he had a party. This is embarrassing. Come on, get out. You was literally over here talking to him too. Now it's embarrassing. So she was like, girl, like, shut up. Like, we good. So he laughing. He like, nah, it's cool. He's like, I ain't see you in a minute, like talking to Alyssa. He like, how you been though? I was like, she doing way better than without you. And we just laughing, but I'm so serious. Like, boy, don't try to squeeze back in, because she looked 10% decent today. So don't try to, not like that. I'm not like that. Let me stop. So I'm like, don't try to squeeze back in or whatever. So she talking, Keisha looked irritated. She ended up storming off. I seen her walk off. I didn't like go follow her or nothing, because we literally laughing and joking, and now I'm like laughing at his homeboy face, and he like, yeah, dance with me, come on, like put some of that anger in your ass and shake it, like, you know. I'm like, okay. So we having fun, like we literally lit with them. I never went to go look for her or whatever like that. It just was like a whatever moment, right? So let's fast forward to like the end of the party. Probably like the party about to end. People was like, some people slowly leaving, but the party is about to end probably like, let's say in the next 10, 15, 20 minutes, right? So next thing you know, that's when I seen Alyssa again. So at this point, it's been hours. I mean, not Alyssa, Keisha. At this point, it's been hours since she disappeared. And she finally came back. I never went to go look for her. When I went in the house, from time to time, I would go in the room. I wasn't looking for her, I ain't even gonna lie. I would just make sure my purse was still there. And then I would go to the bathroom and stuff. But I never went to look for her. Like, but mind you, I'm so faded. We've been taking shots before she even came. So anyway, she ended up coming back out, like appearing back out. Everybody like trickling out, like leaving. So I'm like, girl, you still spend the night? So she's like, no, I'm about to go home. So I'm like, oh, you're not gonna stay the night? They like, yeah, stay the night, stay the night. At this point, I'm staying the night too, because I'm like, yeah, I don't feel like calling my mom. It's cool, it's late. I'm gonna just stay the night. So she like, yeah, stay the night. I'm telling her. She's like, no, I'm cool. I'm gonna go home. Like, I'm gonna just go home or whatever. She's like, but I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna call y'all tomorrow, like, and see what y'all doing. So I'm like, all right, cool. She ended up leaving, right? So fast forward, the next day, I didn't stay like that for real. I ended up going home too, my damn self. So fast forward, it's like some days after the party, and I had talked to Alyssa, whatever, literally probably like the next day. I had talked to her when I got home, but I was hungover and I was like in bed. So like fast forward, I ain't talked to Alyssa. It's been a cool minute. I'm thinking like, why I ain't talk to Alyssa? Like, I'm trying to figure it out. I'm like, dang, I know, you know, when you notice, like, that might talk to her in a minute. And I was gonna mention a whole bunch of stuff too, but I didn't even mention it, right? So I ended up hitting up Keisha. Mind you, the whole time I'm talking to Keisha though, me and her talking, we cool, we talking. So I'm like, Keisha, girl, like, I'm like, you talk to Alyssa? I'm like, cause when I be trying to call her and stuff, I notice like she don't respond. And I'm like, and when I text her, she ain't really like text me back for real. Like, and I try to call her, like, she didn't answer the phone. She'll be like, I'm gonna call you back. She never do. So she's like, oh yeah, I just got off the phone with her. Like, we was on the phone for like an hour. So I'm like, oh, for real? She's like, yeah, I've been talking to her. Like, why, you ain't talked to her? So I'm like, no, I ain't talked to her. That's weird. She's like, oh, okay, yeah, that's crazy that you ain't talked to her. So I'm like, yeah, like, I wonder what happened. Like, I'm so confused, right? So she was like, I don't know. So then next thing you know, it was like some time went by, literally that same day, and Keisha ended up texting me. She was like, Alyssa's mad at you. I didn't want to mention it, but she mad at you. So I'm like, what is she mad at me about? So she was like, I don't know. She just felt like you was kind of being weird. She said something about you was telling her business to somebody. So I'm like, telling her business to who? So she's like, I don't know. That's all she said. She didn't get into detail. So I'm thinking like, what the fuck is she talking about, right? So I ended up hitting up Alyssa, and I'm like, girl, what did you talk about? Keisha told me like, you feel like I'm mad I was telling your business to somebody and I was being weird. Like, I'm confused. She ended up texting me back, and she was just like, don't worry about it. So it irritated me because I'm like, it was some stuff I wanted to mention, which I should have mentioned it then, but I didn't mention it. So I'm like, don't worry about what? I'm like, who would I tell your business to when I don't, like, I know your friends, but like, I don't talk to them. I'm like, who would I be telling your business to? And I'm like, and two, I'm like, how are you mad at me and said I was being weird? I'm like, in the beginning of the party, you was being weird. That's why I was with Keisha majority of the time, and I wasn't like up under you. I'm like, only time we vibed is when we was like literally cussing your ex out. But I'm like, how was I being weird? Like, I noticed the vibe was weird. Like, I noticed the vibe was weird if you want to talk about it or whatever. Like, if you really want to go there and let's talk about it. So she's like, oh no, it's cool. Don't worry about it. Keisha already told me what was up. Keisha. So I'm like, hold on. So now at this point, I call Keisha. She like, hey girl. I'm like, girl, what is this that Alyssa's talking about that I told you what was up? Like, we ain't even finna do all that. You know what's going on. So she's like, oh, what you mean? So I was like, she told me that you said something like that. I said something to her. So what did you tell her? Because we ain't even talk for real afterwards. Like, we didn't talk about that party. Like, what did I tell you? So she was just like, oh, I don't know. Like, she feel like you was just being weird at the party because 1 minute you was with me and then 1 minute you was with her. Like, you know, like in the beginning you was with me the whole time and then afterwards you was with her and like you never came back and looked for me. So she just thought that was weird. Why would she think it's weird that I never came back to look for you when you walked off and you knew where I was? Why would she think that's weird? So I'm already seeing what's going on. Like, oh, this bitch is weird. You already don't like when I spend time with my friend because you think it's supposed to be all 3 of us. So I'm like, she must have said something. So I'm like, so what else did she say? Like, what else did she say? Like, what y'all say? Tell me, like, just tell me how the whole conversation went. So she was just like, yeah, like, she just thought that was weird or whatever like that. And she just thought it was weird you was all in her ex face. Baby, that's the last. If it was literally the last 2 people on earth and they said, we'll give you $7 billion if you have 1 baby with this man, just 1. Y'all just gotta do it 1 time. I wouldn't do it. Bitch, please. So I'm like, all in her ex face. I'm like, you was too though. So I'm like, so she ain't mad at you about it? Like, you was talking shit to him too. And I'm like, and then she came over there, she was talking shit, so I don't see the problem. It's not like she came over there and was like, nah, chill, come on, y'all. And then I still was doing it. Like, we all was doing it. She was doing it too. So I'm like, so why is she mad at me about it? She was like, I don't know. She just felt like it was weird. She just said she felt like a lot of like little weird animosity she been peeping lately. What? So I'm like, what? She's like, I don't know. She just felt like it's weird. Like, she's like, she feel like you always try to like divide us and do stuff separately. Me? Like, I was so confused and I'm like, this sound like how the fuck you feel, you weird ass bitch. So I'm just like, that's so weird of her to say that when sometimes, and now I'm talking shit. I'm like, it's weird for her to feel that way. I'm like, when sometimes she would literally come to my house or come over or call me and be like, hey, let's just be the 2 of us. Like, we don't need to call Keisha. Like, it don't have to be this. Because so she'll come and I'm like, oh, where Keisha at? But it's not like I'm saying like we need to all hang out. But it's like, I'm like, what? Like, that's so weird. So I'm like feeling a way about it because I'm like, what the fuck? That's so weird. She's like, yeah, I was telling her like, girl, no, we all cool and we all grown. We don't all have to hang out all together all the time. Like, we could do stuff separately. It's okay. And da-da-da-da. Mind you, they did stuff separately all the time and I never said shit about it. I never cared. So that's why I'm like, that's crazy for her to like be saying that. Like, I'm like, that's so weird. I'm like, I'm about to try to call her right now. So she was all like, yeah, hold on. I don't think you should try to call her. Mind you, you know when you're on the phone, you can hear somebody typing, especially when it's hard. It's like, so I'm peeping at, I'm like, hold on. This bitch is texting her right now when I said I'm about to call her. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna call her. And she's like, no, I don't think you should call her. She's like, but you could go ahead, you could try. And you know how when you could hear somebody's phone, like when it bing back, when it like vibrate, like somebody, they got a message or something. So I'm like, I'm gonna call her. So I ended up trying to call her. She didn't answer the phone like I suspected because clearly you just told her not to answer the phone, that you on the phone or some shit. So I was like, all right, Keisha, girl, like I'm gonna call you back or whatever. Like I'm gonna call you back, right? So I ended up hanging up the phone. And this is not that story because that went so left. So let's just fast forward, okay? Let's just fast forward because that's a whole different story and we could talk about it, but let's fast forward. At this point, we not talking. It's been about like 2 months. We not cool. Some crazy shit happened. Fights happen. Crazy shit. We not talking. We not cool, right? All because literally because Keisha was on some weird shit. That's all I'm gonna say. But I'll tell y'all the story, may or may not. I don't know. That's a story I be thinking like, should I? But I don't know. But anyway, so we not talking, right? Fast forward. It's probably like 2 months later. I'm on Instagram, mind you, it was always some little weird stuff that was going down happening. I knew it was them, like y'all weird as fuck. Now I wouldn't say Alyssa, I can't put nothing past nobody, but Keisha for sure. So I'm like peeping low stuff. I'm not thinking nothing of it, and I'll peep the subs and all this other stuff because we'll still follow each other. So I'm peeping the subs, all the other stuff. I'm subbing back because I'm like, yeah, bitches didn't have that energy that night. Oh, but when I pulled up, it wasn't. Oh, but oh, this, that, and the third, you know. But I'm not doing all of that because I was just like, you know what? I already got a lot of stuff. It wasn't too much, but it was subs. Like, we subbing each other for real, for sure. So, y'all, next thing you know, one day, I'm chilling at home, and a number started calling my phone. A random number started calling me. So, I'm like, the fuck? And I answered the phone, I'm like, hello? And it was a guy, he was like, hello? And I'm like, hello? And we both just said hello, but he, like, kind of whispering. So, then I'm like, who is this? And he was like, it's Danny. So, I'm like, Danny? Where do I know you from? Because I'm so confused. I'm like, who is Danny? And he's like, you gave me your number, babe. So I'm like, who are you looking for? So he was like, Simon? I'm like, Simon? He's like, Symone? Like, he just said my name so wrong. So I'm like, I did not give you my number. And he was like, yes, you did. Like, you did, babe. You gave me your number. So I was like, you got the wrong number. Stop fucking calling me. And I hung up the phone. And he sent me a picture of him with his shirt off. Most definitely ain't nobody I ever would have looked at, gave my number to, or even smiled at. So I'm looking like, who the fuck is this? I'm not thinking of nothing. So I'm like, who playing on my phone? Like, why is people playing on my phone? People so weird, right? So then next thing you know, literally same day, I'm scrolling through Instagram. I get a follow from a girl. She followed me. She followed me or whatever. Never mind, I ain't gonna say too much. She followed me or whatever, right? So she liked my pictures. I follow her back. I'm like, her pictures is, you know, Instagram. So then next thing you know, she ended up DMing me, and she was like, hey, let me see if I got this DM still. Hold on, let me find it so I can read it to y'all word from word. Okay, so y'all, I got the DM. I had to pull up the DM. I still have the screenshot in my phone from when it happened, but I still got the DM too, because I don't know why me and her still follow each other, because there was no hard feelings. So anyway, she ended up hitting me up, and she put, hey pretty, with the heart eyes, and she put, would you happen to have a post on CL with the like looking emoji, like with a question mark? So I said, what's that? And she was like, Craigslist. So I said, no, did you see me on there with a question mark? And she put, well, I'm not sure, because it wasn't your face, it was just a titty shot, and it just had a heart between the boobs. And then she said, I knew I had seen something like that before. We shared some followers, LOL. So I said, what was it under on there? And she said, the W for W, looking for a FWB. It must have been fake because you have no idea, and now it's been flagged for removal, LOL. So if it wasn't you, then my bad. But be aware, because the post said her name was Symone. Got any haters? They dubbing you, LOL. So I'm like, that's crazy. LOL, no, I don't know who it could be. But then at this point, I'm thinking about it. And I said, I don't even know what W for W or FWB mean. I put, thanks for telling me. If you see anything else, could you let me know? She put, so W for W is women looking for women, and FWB is friend with benefits. Will do. Y'all, mind you, this is how I know. And I put, oh, thanks, boo. I think I might know who it is. Thanks, though. And I put, was my Instagram on there too? And she said, yes, it sure was. I put, no wonder I've been getting weird followers and DMs, because I was getting so many weird messages, y'all. So this is why I knew. This is how I knew it was her. Because she said it was just a boob pic with a heart in the middle. Yeah, the heart. Me and Alyssa used to send each other our nudes before we sent them to people. That's how I knew. I said, ain't no way. It was nobody else I was sending these pictures to. I know Crazy wasn't doing this. And at some point I stopped doing that, because I'm like, he dealt with so many different girls. So I was like, yeah, I wasn't even sending him shit. So at this point, it was like I was taking pictures for myself and just keeping them. So I knew who it was. I was like, that's crazy. It's crazy. And I wanted to swear up and down, and it wanted to be Alyssa, but I'm like, I wasn't sending shit. I think I sent one picture probably to like the group chat with Keisha, but I'm like, that's crazy, y'all. Bitches is weird. I was getting so many DMs, y'all. I don't know if they just gave that man my number or something like that, but I was getting so many DMs, like with people hitting me up and was like, oh, they seeing my ad and all this other stuff like that. What? On Craigslist? Only thing I ever searched Craigslist for is an apartment and a car. Back in the day, I used to look up apartments knowing I didn't have the money to move. I don't know why I used to do that. But I was so pissed, because I'm like, that's so weird. Like, how you hate me that bad? How you that mad? How you so upset because you let your friend do some weird shit and you realized it? Because in the moment, it was like you realized it, but we took it too far. So it was like, Now to this day, it's no beef. I don't talk to Keisha though. She feel like it's beef. It's crazy, because I got a story, like me and Keisha literally like reconnected before me and Alyssa did. And then now that me and Alyssa like cordial cool, this bitch Keisha just so mad at life. Like, she's so weird. Like, girl. But anyway, so I'm like, that's crazy though, because I was getting so many like weird people hitting me up. It was just so weird. That's it for this story time, y'all. Never send your homegirl your pictures if you not really sure that you're really your bitch. But one thing about me too though, I used to take pictures so bomb, because I was like, I want somebody, but leak this shit. If you want to, I look good. Yeah. Still to this day, note to self, if you take pictures in some type of way, if you know it's a possibility they might get leaked by some weirdo, make sure they look good. I'm just kidding. No, don't take the pictures at all. Don't send them to your friends. Just go over it yourself and think if you like it or not. I don't know. Because I was so weird. And I was like, damn, you weird as hell. I'm not doing nothing to try to like irritate y'all life. So why the fuck you trying to do stuff to like bother mine? Like, you really is a fucking weirdo. Made a Craigslist ad, bitch. She was a fucking weirdo. But anyway, that's it for this video. I love you guys so much. I hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas, or had a wonderful Christmas if you turned up yesterday, because y'all already know. Well, today's Christmas Eve, literally, while I'm recording this, and I'm trying to rush. It's 2:52, and I got to be at my grandma's house in a little bit, but I was like, I got to record before I go see the fam bam. So I had to just, because I know I'm not going to record when I get home. I know I'm not. But that's it for this video. I love you guys so much. Vlogmas has been amazing. I'm still going to be pushing out content. because I love you guys. And yeah, we ending this year off so strong. I hope everyone have a wonderful day, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Peace out.